What's up, everybody? I have great news. I'm just gonna hop right back into it. Okay, Senate Democrat leaders have introduced a new bill that will be far better than the last one. So you guys remember the last one, the CARES Act? It was okay. I mean, $1,200 was great. It was a great boost and everybody kind of needed it, but it didn't stimulate the economy like we hoped it would. Let's face it, $1,200 after you've been unemployed or faced economic hardship, $1,200 just doesn't feel like a whole lot of money. So it didn't do what they thought it would do. So now we have some of the Senate's Democratic leaders. Let's talk about who they are. We have Kamala Harris from California. We have Bernie Sanders from Vermont, Senator Bernie Sanders, and then we have Ed Markey from Massachusetts. So these senators, and guys, let me just say this is a bipartisan video, okay? I'm talking about the money. I'm not talking about the political party. So I'm not claiming Republican or Democrat. I'm claiming let's get this money, okay? So we have the Democratic Party this time wanting to get this money out there. The first time it was the Republican Party that proposed the CARES Act and it got shot down, like terribly shot down by the Democrats. This time the Democrats are saying we're coming out with this bill and we want to do it our way. So we have these three leaders who have come out with this bill, and let's talk about how crazy this thing is, guys. Now this bill is not called the CARES Act. It's called the Economic Crisis Support Act, and it's going to be way different from the CARES Act. This bill is so much different. Now what they're proposing to do is to give monthly payments, not a one-time payment, but monthly payments to every American. And when I say every American, they are covering so many different people that were not covered on the last bill. So $2,000, and I'll get to that in a second, but $2,000 to every American and $2,000 for the kids, up to 3 kids. So if we think about that, and it's $4,000 per married couple. So if we think about that, let's just think mom and dad, that's $4,000. And then if you can add $2,000 for each child, that's a family of 5. That's $10,000 per month for a family of 5. I don't got no kids, y'all, but I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited just thinking about that. $10,000 a month for a family of 5. Are you serious? They are serious. Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Ed Markey, they are serious about this bill. So serious that it's a proposal, and now we have to just get through over 500 members of Congress to see if they can agree on this bill. Now, I'm not saying it's unlikely that they'll agree. Most likely they'll come to some type of agreement, but we gotta know, with the last CARES Act, they argued over that thing for weeks. I mean, they really argued over it. So we can expect to see the same argument with this bill. They'll probably argue over it, but they'll come to some type of terms. Hopefully they come to the 10K terms per family of 5, because that's amazing. But let's say you are a mom and a dad with 1 child. That's $6,000 a month, and that still sounds good to me. Let's say you're a single person. That's $2,000 a month, and that still sounds good to me. I mean, just the amount of money coming in sounds amazing. And that's not even the best part, y'all. They want to make this thing retroactive, meaning they want to make it retroactive to March. So this pandemic started around March, and these senators feel like you need to run these people their money starting from March and continuing to the end of the pandemic. So they want you to get paid starting from when this thing started and keep getting monthly payments. So retroactive, they saying let's take it back. They need to get checks like back pay from when this started. And then they're saying when the pandemic is over, we don't even want the payments to stop. They're saying for 3 months after the pandemic, the American people still deserve to get paid. I want to know what y'all are thinking about this. While you're watching, I need to see comments just coming in. I need to know if y'all think this is crazy. Is it too much money? What do you think about the back payment? Let me see something on that. What do y'all think about the back payment, making this thing retroactive? Is that cool? Do you think we should get paid starting from March? Can our country take that financial hit? Do you think people should get that back pay starting from March, April, May, and continuing? And do you think that it's good to say when the pandemic is finally over, Americans deserve to get these checks for 3 months after the pandemic is over, just to ensure a sense of normalcy? These are things I need to know. Now, there are some more great things about this bill. With the new Economic Crisis Support Act, they are making sure that debt collectors cannot garnish your payments or your check, your monthly checks, your monthly payments. They're saying this time, debt collectors cannot reach into your bank account and take your money. some people don't know, but that's what happened to a lot of Americans. It was a sad, sad day when you got your stimulus check. You were like, I got my check, I'm going to the bank, hey. And you get to the bank and it's like, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that money was just withdrawn by a debt collection agency. Yeah, checks were being garnished left and right, and people really needed that money. So the only thing that got stimulated for some people was their debt collectors. That was crazy. So with this new bill, they're proposing that no matter how much you owe, people will not be able to take that money or demand that payment right now. So with this new bill, they are proposing that debt collectors should not be able to garnish your payments, reach into your bank account and take your money no matter how much you owe. This money belongs to you. They want you to have it, and they know debt collectors should not have a right to reach in your bank account and take your money during a pandemic, especially at a time like this. Another thing that made me really excited about this bill is this time they're not leaving out the homeless. Last time, I was very surprised. I even made a little joke about it on the last stimulus video that I did before the first CARES Act passed. I was like, so I guess the homeless don't need the money, right? Of course they need the money. So, you know, my sarcasm was like hitting hard there because I'm like, how can they think the homeless don't need money? Of course they need money. It's not our business what they spend it on. I mean, hopefully they stimulate the economy and use it as a step up in life, but whose business is it? The fact is they are people and they are American citizens, and this bill is saying the homeless deserve money too, as well as children who are fostered right now. They're saying foster children also deserve a payment and should not be left out this time around. And you know, to me, the biggest thing about that is foster children are already in a fostering situation, and we don't know what that home is actually like. So a lot of time we think foster children, you think, oh, their parents are getting a check for them, the people who are keeping them right now. Yes, they are, but a lot of those people still have a second job. They have a job as well. So you have someone who's being a foster parent and they also work at a bakery, or they work at Waffle House, they work at a movie theater, or they have a corporate job. Who cares? The fact is that they have a job, and they might not have that job now. So the check they're getting just for being a foster parent is not going to sustain an entire household. And here's the fact of the matter. Every child in foster care is not being treated fairly. And when you put the strain on their foster parent also not having any money, not having stable income, and then having a foster child, a lot of times the brunt of that aggression might be taken out on the child that is in the home by those conditions, just being a foster child. And a lot of times they won't get the same love. We know that's not true for every home, but we have to look at the reality here. And so hopefully taking the stress off the home with this bill by flooding money into the home will give those children a safer environment with less stress. Another great thing about this bill is that it ensures that every American gets a payment regardless of whether or not you have a social security number or whether or not you filed recently. That was something that was crazy last time. Some people haven't filed taxes for a long time, and you might have had your reasons on why you didn't file, and you were excluded with the CARES Act. But with this Relief Act, you would not be excluded even if you haven't filed taxes for a while. Also, if you don't have a social security number, now I'm not going to call out what people usually call people without a social security number. It's demeaning in a way, although I know it is a term that is true. But we have a lot of US citizens. They don't have to be necessarily Americans, but they are US citizens, and they are paying taxes and they contribute to our economy. All the time they attribute to the economy, and they were denied with the last bill. So now if you are a US citizen, even if you are not necessarily an American, this bill covers you and you would be included. This bill is also letting us know to not exclude anyone. It's going to use the data from the SNAP program. And some people are going to say, what SNAP? It's like Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's like EBT. Some people call it food stamps. The old food stamps program is now called SNAP, S-N-A-P. Okay, so it moved from, you know, like food stamps to EBT. Now people just call it SNAP. So they're going to be using SNAP data to see who qualifies, Medicare data, Social Security data, so that way no one is left out. A lot of people were left out, but they receive SNAP benefits, they get Medicare, they get Social Security, so they're going to be using all of that to see who's an American and who gets this money, who's a US citizen and who gets this money. So it's going to be a lot more inclusive, and there's going to be a lot more money for young people. A lot of youth were left out last time, a lot of college students, 16-year-olds, it was all over the place. But with this bill, they're saying that there's a strong possibility that you won't be left out. Now, All we have to do is get this bill passed by over 500 members of Congress. If we can get them to see eye to eye on this bill, I'm optimistic. I think this could be something that would really stimulate the economy in the way that we had hoped that first bill would. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole conversation. And if you want to see this bill, if you want to see the proposal, or you want to see the short form of the bill, click the links in the description box below. I have them for you. If you don't mind reading pages and pages of American Congress documents, then go ahead and click those links and you can see the bill and all the details for yourself. All right, OCC gang, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.